Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Soul Rehab Project. This is Sarah Saxby, and this is the podcast where we talk about lies. So, the lies that we tell ourselves every single day and the lies that are being exposed globally. So, another thing that came to me is that yesterday is that I don't say the things people want to hear. So, you can go and you can read a book and you can go on your retreats and all that other stuff, and you can hear all kinds of stuff that you want to hear. But I say the things that you need to hear. So not everybody is ready for it. Not everybody has the ears to hear it, to hear the things I have to say. But there are a shit ton of people that do. So I'm talking to you. And today we're going to talk about the reason why we stay in our everyday lives, even though they're not comfortable, even though they feel like the life belongs to someone else, even though the life is painful or hopeless or just feels blah, feels dead, doesn't have any life to it anymore, but we still function in that misery. And some of us highly function, right? So we're going to talk about, on one of my TikTok videos from several months ago, I used the analogy of living in a vat of oil. And you guys will relate to this. So we're living in this vat of oil that's very hot, right? And we're all kind of just cruising around and this is how we live. Unbeknownst to us, or maybe we are aware, there's somebody on the outside that's constantly turning up the heat. And we're like, whew, yeah, it's getting a little more, like you're feeling more pressure, right? More heat, more pressure. And you're like, but I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm just going to go do more things. I'm going to try to escape. I'm going to try to sneak myself out of this, whatever. But I'm not leaving the oil, but I'm going to figure out how to stay in it. But I know it's more pressure and it's getting hotter. All the while, someone's on the outside, turning it up, and you're like, and nothing changes. It's been like this forever. It's just somebody is cranking that thing on high, and we're still in it, and we're going, oh my God, whew, this is, we see like 4 or 5 feet away from us, there's a ladder to get out. But we kind of swim over to it sometimes. Maybe some of us have even stepped on like 1 or 2 steps, looked around, went back into the oil. The oil's safe. I know the oil, right? And we keep doing that. We're like, no, I'm going to stay in the oil. It looks, it's learned helplessness, basically. We stay in there because it's all we know. And we're too afraid to go out. Everybody else is here. What would I do out there? And I think it's such a great way to look at it because that's what we all do. So I broke it down into 5 reasons why we stay in this oil. Okay. Here's why. So one reason is that I sort of talked about this a little bit, but the oil is familiar and the ladder is unknown. So even though the oil hurts, we're familiar with it. We know it. We learned from maybe generations or whatever. We learned how to function in the discomfort. Because if you think about it, think about your life every single day. It's not comfortable, but we learned how to function in it. And that's what people always tell us. That's why we read books and take classes, right? We want to learn how to function in the oil. Don't show me how to get out of it. Show me how to function in the oil. The ladder's different. We'll be stepping into something terrifying. We'll be by ourselves. We'll lose people, right? Our nervous system is trained for survival, not freedom. Think about that. Our nervous system, all our lives, has been trained to survive, not to be free. So we think, what if the ladder leads us to nothing? What if it's worse out there? So you stay where it's predictable. The second thing is everyone you know and have ever known is still in the oil. So you look around and everyone's in the vat, even smiling and pretending that it's a spa. They tell you, don't be ungrateful. This is life. Don't be selfish. We all suffer. Climbing out makes you the one who dares to question the system, right? You're the oddball. You're the one who's questioning what we all agreed to. We agreed to suffer in this vat of oil, and who do you think you are? So that means you're going to face judgment and rejection. You're going to lose your place in the tribe, the only tribe you've ever known. And that can feel more dangerous than any pain that you're currently suffering. So we stay. The third thing is that we're taught, and I know I can speak for myself on this, that we're taught that endurance is noble. We're taught to tough it out, right? Make it work. Be the bigger person. Don't be a quitter. Don't get out of that. Don't go over to the ladder. We think to ourselves like, I should be able to handle this. Who do I think I am? I need to just try harder. I know the oil's getting hotter, but I'm not trying hard enough. I know there's something more that I could do to make it okay in here. This is where everyone is. How can I possibly leave that? And we think that because we're taught that endurance and facing this pain is such a noble thing, that maybe exiting will prove that we're weak. It's not strength to walk out, it's weakness, right? Number 4, and this is my favorite. The ladder always requires a death. So when you climb over to that ladder, something has to die. Something does. It might be a relationship. It might be a job. It might be a persona. It might be your identity, right? You have this identity of someone who has it all together. Look, I put this beautiful house together. The kids always look perfect and nice, and they're going to the perfect schools, and they have nice cars, and we go to nice parties, and I throw nice parties, and we go on great vacations. If I walk over to that ladder, that may have to die. And I'm not willing to face it. You're going to have to face it. That's the thing. You will have to face that sooner or later. So I'm looking for the people who are like, I'm ready to face it. I personally want to build leaders. I want to build people to be leaders and to help other people get out of that vat of oil. People who are ready to say, I know it's a symbolic death, but it hurts, but I'm ready to face it. Truth always comes at a cost. And that's why we're so afraid to face it. Because we can't take all of these coping mechanisms with us, right? We can't perform our way out of the oil. We have to leave the oil just as we are and climb out and face the fact that something is going to die. Something is, if not many things. So the fifth thing is that we don't believe that we're allowed to leave. And this one's pretty deep. And I can use myself as an example because whatever it was that I learned in my childhood, it was that you have no way out of your situation. So once you get into a situation, and it doesn't matter what it is, it could be a relationship, a marriage, it could be a job that is abusive. It could be a friendship that's abusive or a group of friends or whatever. Once you're in it, once I was in any of those situations, I was not taught that there was a way out, that there was always a back door that you could leave through. So I very much am guilty of everything I'm saying because I wanted, and I said this in one of my podcasts, that I wanted somebody to show me how to live better, right? Within that vat of oil. Because there's no way out. I know there's a ladder, but that ladder's for other people. That ladder's for other people. I'm not other people. I'm the one who stays here, toughs it out, looks like I can handle everything. I mean, I'll figure it out, right? How many of us say, we'll just figure it out? Because, I mean, I know so many people that are just like, well, I'm not going in. But it's getting harder. The oil is being turned up at a faster rate than we're used to. And we still want to think that the analogy is such a great way to put it, because over, 70s, 80s, 90s, it's like it was slowly being turned, right? All of a sudden, pretty much since 2020, that thing is being like turned really fast. And we're all seeing that. And I feel it. I feel it collectively that people are scrambling more than they ever have. And that's where I'm coming in, because I see that, and I want to talk to the people. I want to work with the people that are not able to stay in that oil anymore. The ones that are like, I just can't do it. So let's go, because I need you to be a leader along with me. I need you to be a leader of the people so we can help people come over to that ladder and walk out and face that fear, face the deaths that are going to happen. It's going to happen either way. That's one of the things we don't understand, is that the way life is going, that's only going to be turned up. It's not going to be turned back down, you guys. No one's turning the oil back down so it cools off and we can all stay in it. You have to get out of it. The oil is the lie. It's the lie. It's how we were raised for survival, not freedom. And the only way you can ever get to that freedom is to walk out. And the thing is, the more people we have, the more people in this community that we have that are willing to walk out, the more people that are going to walk out, because we're standing up there going, you guys, we got you. It's scary. You got to let things go. Things are going to go away. But there are things that you built using a script, the script that was handed to you when you were born. You have to do X, Y, Z to be successful. Well, I did X, Y, Z. Why do I feel like shit? Because somebody handed you that script. It's not the one that you actually wanted. It's the one somebody told you you should have. And we're all doing it. We're all in the oil going, oh, glad you're here. Glad you're here. This is hell, but let's do it together. No, we need to step out. I need the people who want to step out. So you can be a leader of the people that need to get out, that are ready to get out. So a couple things, a few things that happen. So I just want to say that once you do step out, once you do find the courage and you step out and everything, here's a few things that happen. I also have these things listed. So, at first you don't feel safe. There's a grieving process. You may cry. You're always going to want to run back. And there are moments, in all honesty, where you do kind of dip your toe back in. You're still you're on the outside, but you dip your toe in. I mean, I still dip my toe in. I dip my toe in, but I know it doesn't feel like it used to. It doesn't give me that same high. So I'm like, what am I even doing this for? So forget it, right? Once you're out, you're not looking at things from inside the oil going, oh my God, what do I do? You're outside going, okay, I've done it. I'm going to dip back in a little bit to see what it's like. And you're like, I don't like it anymore. It doesn't feel right. So the freedom doesn't mean failure, and you're not lazy, and you just need time to realize you're functioning at this completely different frequency. And the silence that we have been ignoring all of our lives, because, and I've said this before, when we're present, and, there's a lot of influencers and a lot of healers that talk about being more present, and everyone wants to be more present. It's a noble thought. It's a great idea, because the only time we experience anything in our lives is when we're present, right? The current moment is when we experience. But we're always thinking of the future. We're always dwelling over the past, because the present moment is where we feel the weight of our lie. We feel the weight of our performance when we're present, when we're in the present moment. So we typically don't spend a lot of time there. So when you come out of the vat of oil, the silence is deafening, right? You've been surrounded by noise, by opinions, by experiences, by demands. And all of a sudden it's quiet. And I'm speaking from experience, because it's a wild place. Because I'm sitting here watching other people, and I'm like, everyone's just running around and they don't have time for anything. And I'm like, what is happening? It's such a quiet, lonely place, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I would never, ever trade it. I would never go back. I would, God forbid, but I would never trade it for anything, because even though it's a lonely, quiet place, there's a peace there. There's still a peace, like a knowing that I could never go back to doing what I was doing before, the chaos, the burning in the oil. And another thing is that people that are still in the vat will probably resent you, right? Like, they may look at you like you think you're better than us, or they could guilt you, shame you, beg you to come back, not necessarily because they don't love you, but the fact that you faced your truth, the fact that you were the one who literally walked out of that vat of oil, you challenged the entire belief system, the entire way you have been operating all your life. You walked out of it. And that meant that you challenged what everyone believed to be true. So your freedom is going to trigger those that are still pretending that the pain is fine, that the pain is okay. And I've seen that. And whenever you go back to those people, the less you can pretend, the less that you're going to be able to pretend that being in that oil, being in that movie, that play, that script is okay, because you can't anymore. It's like your system will glitch. You won't even, I've had glitches, man. I've had glitches where, someone will say something and it's like something inside of me, kind of like this weird feeling. And I'm like, I can't lie about this anymore. Like, we've been pretending together for so long. I've stepped out of that vat of oil, and when I dip my toe back in and have a conversation, it's like I glitch, because I want to be true and I don't want to lie. And there's something that physically I just can't do. That even if somebody says, how are you doing? And you're like, oh, I'm good. But it's like, no, I'm not. Maybe I'm not good today. And you'll finally notice that you never met yourself, because you have been pretending. The person you have been living through for 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80 years hasn't been you, because you've been performing. You've been wearing a mask for all that time. And outside, you start to feel everything, right? You feel grief, you feel joy, you feel the abandonment and how painful that is. But the thing is, you start to feel, and we've all been avoiding that feeling for so long, and you step out and you're like, holy shit, I got all these feelings and I don't want to people please anymore because I care about myself. And you realize how fierce and how sovereign and how unstoppable you are. And you're going to stop asking for permission. And you're going to stop saying things just to make people happy, because it's going to be against your grain. When you were in the van of oil, it was everybody agreed to the same operating system. But now that you're out, you're like, wait, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stay silent just so you can thrive. I'm not going to say it's okay when it's not okay. And then you start to build your new world. Not overnight, of course not. But the more that you are true to yourself, the more that your reality bends to who you are, to who you truly are. So it's that vat of oil still exists, and you still see everybody over there, but you're in this new world that's starting to bend to you, and things start to change based on the truth that you are finally telling. So I hope that helps you guys. I really am looking for those people out there that, like I said, they don't want to hear this, but they need to hear it, and they know they need to. And I want to build a group of leaders that are going to help. We're all going to help people get out of that vat of oil. Find the courage and get out and be willing to face all of the things that we have never, ever been willing to face, because we're going to lose things, people. We're going to lose the facade. So my website is strategiesforhappiness.com. You can join the community there. Sarah at strategiesforhappiness.com is my email, and that's Sarah with an H. You can schedule directly a 90-minute truth room session with me, where we literally break down all of the places where you are experiencing resistance in your life and how to make it more fluid. Basically how to start walking out of that vat of oil so it doesn't hurt so much. And to stay tuned for more things that I'm going to be creating, and a community. Hope you all will join and share this video and comment and let me know if there's anything you'd like to talk about. So I'll see you guys soon.